Hi, my name is Greg McCullough. We're coming to you live from the Alter Self studio here, and just want to go through a few things today. We're making a video today on thinking, and the law of thinking is that when we sow thoughts in the mind, we gain the crop out of the mind. So, in that, our thoughts are very powerful things. Let's not neglect any part of that. Our thoughts, even though we don't sometimes take them to the next level, they're still sending out transmissions, okay, into the mind of God. And this mind of God is like a vast source of our ability to have out of it whatever we will. And all we need to do is focus, have to focus our attention, right? And get emotional about it and be able to have God to give the increase of what we truly desire. So our thoughts are like waves of energy. We're actually much like that. Our bodies are an electrical device in itself. So what we were to do when we take on our thoughts, by focusing our attention on it, they become magnetized. Okay, and they bring out of the mind of God the next thing that we're to put together to cause it to be the progressiveness of the idea. Our thoughts penetrate all time and space. Just realize that. Our thoughts they don't have any boundaries as far as we can think back in time or as far as we want to think in time, or it can span the globe in just a fraction of a second. Our thoughts are, they're vast. They can become enormous on their potential and the release of it in this world. So, before we get anything, first we have to realize what it is that we're doing. We're sowing into the mind, out of our mind and our authenticity, these ideas that are like seeds. Our mind then is a transmission device, pretty much. The Bible says to be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Okay. So every time we have a thought and we have another thought and we have another thought, we're compounding and magnetizing the thought to then become a valuable force to God in this world. Our authenticity brings a special, unique accent to it, a special tonality. And I talked about that in another video. But as a being, we're a progressive being. Okay, we're to make a uh, plant the seeds, and that's called procedure. Okay, we plant the seeds so that we can receive progress. We take the form of something and turn it from one form into another form, and by doing that, we allow God to be expressive into this world. All right, and we're a creature of constant growth. We've got to be able to do this all the time to survive and to live. We could live, a mediocre life just copying what we've already done, but man demands progression. Okay, it demands God's mind to be expressed through him. God and our unique ability has us set up to be the transfer that is in vast supply right in front of us. It's always been in the mind of God for us to be able to come up with the ideas that we enjoy now and the furtherance of them. For a long time, we used to enjoy kerosene lamps and candles. And then here come a guy named Edison. He would take it to the next level and he would focus his attention on this idea that he had to bring light into the world. But first, he had to have a form of light to begin with, and that was when God said, "Let there be light." So already the light was here, and we were just waiting to take it to the next level. And even though, we've come up with great inventions like horsepower, um, to pull cars around, the source of it is still the horse. Just, just for example, right? That's just a couple. If you look at what is the airplane, all right, you had the Wright brothers. They came up with this, and they were bicycle mechanics, for goodness sake, in Dayton, Ohio. And they came up with this out of the mind. They came up with the progressive idea of what is the bird. Okay, so they said if a bird can fly, a man can fly. And all we have to do is the dynamics of it and bring it to scale. And we can pull out of the mind of God how people are to be transported. Now we have a kingdom opened up to us. We can span the globe. All right. The progressiveness of the individual is determined by his ruling state of mind. And what do I mean by ruling state of mind? Well, a person can think positively or negatively. He can focus his ideas toward the negative or to the positive. He could say to himself, I'm going to have an airplane, or it can't be done. And either one is true. All he has to do is focus his attention on it, and he can get out of the mind. It's what he wants. Um, we cannot see a thought. Just realize that. A thought is a thing of faith. All right. Faith is the definition of it is the substance of things hoped for and the evidence of things not seen. Most of the principles that we enjoy, whether it be light, heat, water, uh, or stone, right? They are held together by faith. All these ideas, and they are then progressively taken to the next level. But we work with one source of power, whether we give it credit for negative or with positive. We don't have like what people say. You have to get rid of the bad to receive the good. No. You're working all with one power all the time. All right. And God would say it like this. He would say, all things work together for the good to them that love God. So what you got to realize is if you love God and you want to be a progressive being like you're supposed to, one who's trying to have his idea in this world, you have to work with it in a positive manner. You have to focus your attention on it to become magnetized, so you get the things to come to you out of this world to give you the perceptions and the intuitiveness to be able to decide what to do next. To get the people to come into the project of whatever it is you want to think about. To get all the things to come to you, and to become what you need to be. You have to magnetize your thoughts by focusing on them. Give them your attention and set intent. Okay, give yourself an intention that you want to have out of this world, and then focus. All right, our body is like a mass of molecules. Okay, and of course we know we're 60 or so% water, and in that, if you focus water, we all know what happens. If you focus energy on the water, we can produce steam, or we can at the same time produce ice. Okay, we can change the physicality of something by focusing our attention of the power on it. Okay, and just like that, we're in a high speed of vibration. Our body and everything about it is in a high speed of vibration, and since we are, we're becoming like a magnet. Okay, we're either attracting the good or the bad, but realize just the same, we're working with one source of power, and our thoughts are like seeds. Our mind is like a very fertile soil. And since it's like a fertile soil, we plant our seeds just like the farmer does and our ideas into the mind. And we sit there patiently and wait as God gives the increase to whatever it is. And our seeds are in faith coming up, whether we like it or not. You have 50,000 or more thoughts a day, and your subconscious mind is producing this effect of giving it the increase. Okay? So our results are a reflection really of what we have going on inside of us. Okay? So being able to change that and being able to transform and manipulate the power and the energy that's already here is our job. That's what we're to do. Okay? Um, if you plant it, God will bring the increase. Now, whether it be good or bad, that'd be up to you. All right. And the bad thoughts come with issues just like the good thoughts, and they're all working together. So you can't do a wrong thought even if you're not trying, because one's trying to give you a correction to be able to grow thereby, and the other one is giving you growth out of its own essence of authenticity. So just realize your thoughts are like seeds. The mind is like fertile ground. There's only one power, like I say, whether it be positive or negative, you put your thoughts into with attention and focus using your faculties, and thereby bringing discernment to the situation. You're a very powerful, powerful thing as a human being, right? As a spiritual item. You're an electronic switching station. I've heard Bob Proctor say that lots of times. And I make a reference to him because I get a lot of what he says in his videos, um, as a source of how I'm explaining any of this. He also references a guy named Raymond Hollywell. And Raymond Hollywell had it down pat, if you ask me. I mean, like he put on a lot of different things in a book. It's Working with the Law. I suggest anybody that wants to know how to manipulate energy in this field that we live in, this source of power, to get that book. I mean, like, it's a really great read. I've been through it half a dozen times probably, and many times just on paragraph type understanding and learning. So that's where I get a lot of what my talk is on things and the explanations that I give. Um, so in that, I'll end this video. Just the law of thinking. Thank you.